Hi, it's Sue here with Awaken Steps to Health. Today's topic is juicing. And under the juicing category, we have both juicing and smoothies. So I'll talk about both of those. Years ago, I was lucky enough to meet a guy named Joe Cross who had done a documentary. I think you can find it on either Netflix or Amazon. It's called Fat, Sick, and Nearly Dead. Now, there's two of them out there. To be honest, the first one is far superior. But Joe was an Australian and he was diagnosed with some incurable disease. So I don't know exactly why he came over to the US and drove around juicing and interviewing people and talking to people. And he ran across a truck driver that had the exact same disease that he did. And he talked to the truck driver, he gave him a green smoothie, and then he talked the guy into basically checking into a hotel and only juicing for so many days or whatever. And they both recovered from this incurable disease. They both lost a lot of weight. They started taking up the healthy lifestyle. It was an amazing documentary that you might want to watch. Now, the second part of the documentary, the second one, isn't as happy. The truck driver resumed his bad habits and went through a lot of stress and trauma, and then he went back on the juicing wagon. All right. So very interesting stuff. And there are juicing Facebook and other groups out there as well with lots of information for you. All right. So juicing is basically when you take plants and fruits, okay, vegetables and fruits, and you run them through a juicer, and the juicer extracts the juice from the vegetable or fruit, and you drink that, and you get tons and tons and tons of enzymes, vitamins, minerals, etc. It's a very light, very uplifting type of an energy to drink a really good fresh juice. So juicing, you do not drink the pulp of the plant, all right? Where with a smoothie, you blend it in. The pulp is blended in. The longer you blend, obviously, the smaller the pulp is, and you eat that or drink that, and it's a little bit more filling. But again, you're getting all those vitamins and minerals and enzymes, antioxidants, and all the good stuff. And it's a very uplifting type of an energy that you're consuming. All right. I would recommend if you want to go try juicing. When you make a juice, use it as a meal substitution. All right. So a couple cups of juice should tide you over for a meal, but try that for a while before you decide to go on a juice cleanse or a juice diet. A lot of people would do juicing for like a week, 2 weeks, whatever, or some do it permanently. I think you should just give it ease into things and just see how it affects you. And maybe you'll juice once a day or whatever. The advantages of juicing is that you get a lot of vegetables, a lot of fruit in your diet really quickly. And again, a lot of nutrient dense drinks. So you're probably going to get more in than if you were eating and chewing all of that. And then you're getting the enzymes, vitamins, minerals, nutrients, antioxidants, and remember those phytonutrients we talked about. All right. Now, another good thing about juicing is it gets the juice gets into your cells a little easier. All right. So it's quick and it's easy. The negative, most people at home, and there's even smoothie kits you can buy in the store, all of that stuff is sugary. All right. So you want to make juices that are healthy and not sugary, but that you like. Now, I'm lucky enough, I guess, that I can drink a green smoothie and I like the taste of it. But some people, you give them the same smoothie and they cannot drink it. So the rule of thumb is enough vegetables, as many as you can get in there of, whatever you're doing, and a little bit of fruit on top to kind of make it a little bit sweeter and more palatable, but not tons and tons and tons of fruit, because that kind of takes away from what we're trying to do here, right? So use it as a meal replacement if possible. It absorbs quickly into your system. if you juice and do it as a meal replacement, you'll most likely lose a little weight. You're probably going to notice that your skin is better. You're probably going to notice that your intestines, you've got less bloating, things are flowing better. You're going to feel kind of a little bit lighter and a higher vibration, which is what we're after. Eating all these vegetables creates a pH balanced blood system. It really, if you're doing a lot of green vegetables, like green leafy green vegetables in your smoothies and juices, it gives you an alkaline blood system, and no disease can flourish in an alkaline blood system. Okay, that's a really good thing, right? You'll probably be able to eat or consume a wider range of leafy greens than you were if you're going to eat them. Okay, so definitely good for weight management, but again, you have to watch the sugar. All right, so juicing breaks down the plant and releases a lot of vitamins, minerals, and enzymes. You're going to need, for juicing, you're going to need a juicer, right? And the better quality ones are called cold press juicers, all right? You're going to want to be able to easily clean it. So dishwasher safe would be a good thing to look at. And you're going to want to look at the different shapes and like components of them. Some are more vertical, some are more horizontal. So you want to look at your kitchen and see what kind of space you have for the juicer as well. Maybe you can borrow one. Sometimes you can get them used because people try juicing and they don't keep up with it. So you can get them inexpensively used, okay? But they're not super expensive, maybe $50 to $300 depending on what you get. Now, if you're just going to do smoothies, a really good blender is the way to go. And you really want to blend the plant as much as you're able to. All right, so like a Vitamix is, the one I use. There's several other good, really powerful blender types out there that you can use as well. And one thing with juicing and smoothies is you can use the stems of some vegetables that you would normally probably discard. Okay, like for example, broccoli stems, that big fat thing. Now, when I cook, I usually chop that up or whatever, but you can juice that. You can juice the tops of the carrots. You can juice the tops of the beets. Whatever it is, you can throw it in there. And it's pretty fun, actually. Now, one negative about juicing is basically you have the pulp of the plant and it's kind of wasted. I hate to say it like that. So you can be creative about what you do with it. For example, once I did sweet potatoes and I had all this sweet potato pulp left, which is perfectly fine to eat, but so I made sweet potato muffins with it or whatever. So you can use it in soups, stews, as filler, as fiber, and use it in creative ways so it doesn't get wasted. Where with a smoothie, you can still juice the stem or whatever, but you're going to clean it first because you are consuming that. All right. Now, if you juice or create smoothies, you're going to want to peel citrus, of course. Juicing, you don't really need to skin, say, an apple or whatever, where in a smoothie, you don't need to skin it, but you would probably want to take the stem and the core out because you don't really want to consume that. So like there's a little bit of common sense there as well. And you really want to focus initially on more of the green juices and smoothies. Now, one other thing you can do is superfood them up. And I'm going to do a series on superfood powders and other things, but you can add things to lift the vibration even higher. All right. So that's probably a little easier to do with a smoothie than it is with a juice. All right. I went to the local used bookstore and I'm just, showing you this book. So I like this one because it has pictures. So it would show you the smoothie and it gives you the recipe. You don't need to buy this book, but you can look for one that you like if you want. And then I got this one, which it's called Blasting, but they're wanting you to use the NutriBullet, which I don't have. So it just kind of shows you the different fruits and vegetables you can put together. And I recommend you might go online even and look up recipes. One time, I made my dad and I this beautiful, fruit smoothie with fresh berries and, whatever, and then I put a head of cabbage in it, and let's just say I drank as much as I could tolerate, and then I had to throw it away. The cabbage made it taste like pepper, and I just put too much in, because I like it's like a science project, it's throwing stuff in a blender, super fun to do, but probably not smart to do it that way, it's best to start with a recipe. So if you're doing smoothies, you would usually add water to your blender, put in your plants, and slowly blend them up. Um, I love making beet smoothies, and I used to have a thing when I had my yoga studio, a beet smoothie of the day, and I would put the recipe out there and a picture of it. You have no idea how much people like that. It's kind of crazy, but it's fun, right? So you can make up your own, but I recommend you go online or wherever you go for a recipe. All right. Now, one thing I used to do every single day was a smoothie with basically water, lemon. So at least half of a lemon. Again, you have to peel it, cucumber, and celery. And then I throw a little spinach in there, maybe some superfood. Quick, easy, inexpensive, boom, I'm out the door. Okay. It's a detoxing, it's a very uplifting feeling. To me, it tasted fine. I didn't need fruit in that, but you have to play with it, okay? Um, so I'd say something like 75% greens, 25% fruit maximum. All right. But again, look at your recipe. I'm looking at my sheet here to make sure I didn't forget anything. Um, Stems and leaves, we talked about superfood powders. I'll be telling you about those in another video. Oh, some fruits that are not great for juicing are bananas. The- It just kind of wastes the banana. And spinach doesn't have a lot of water in it, so it doesn't juice well. All right. So your books or your recipe will tell you the best fruits and vegetable. So if we go back to that movie, Fat, Sick, and Nearly Dead, now it was done a few years ago, but when the trucker was in the hotel or whatever and they were juicing, I think he spent like, it was like 11 or $14 a day. So they'd go and they'd buy carrots and celery and all sorts of stuff. And he did that exclusively for so many days, lost the weight, like it affected so many things in a good way. It's really heartening to see that. So what I would recommend for you is to really start with one juice a day, get your formulas down, play with it a little bit. If you want to try a juice cleanse, you can do it for 3 days or whatever. See how it goes. And if you do say a juice cleanse or whatever, vary your fruits and vegetables so you're getting all the nutrition you need. Hope this was helpful, and I'll see you soon.